English was very tough. I got panicked, honestly. I saw a
Hmm.
couple of passages which were very complicated. But in
Hmm.
quants, I remember in the first 5 or 10 mocks, I could not even cross 10 marks in quants, one or two sectional mocks. And in the evening, I used to attend some of the lectures. Prabal sir is an excellent maths teacher. I mean, no other maths teacher in my life has taught so easily.
Hello everyone and welcome to Oliveboard. I am Bhagyashree and today we have with us Rohit who has successfully cleared the SBI Clerk exam in 2025. In this session we are going to talk about his strategy, his preparation journey and the resources that helped him along the way. First of all, congratulations Rohit.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
So to start with, could you introduce yourself and tell our viewers a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. And hello, everyone. My name is Rohit Shirsat. I'm from Nashik. I'm currently in my final year of law. I'm studying from Government Law College, Mumbai. And during my legal studies, I developed an interest in competitive exams. So I started preparing for competitive exams in my third year.
Okay, so that's how you began your journey for banking exam as well?
No, initially my focus was on judiciary exams, but in late
Hmm.
2024, the Supreme Court gave the judgment that the lawyers will have to, practice for 3 years to become a judge.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
had to drop that plan and think of something else. So then I
Hmm.
came into the banking.
Okay, so how did you begin your journey for the banking exams? How did you start preparing?
Yeah, so I started preparing for banking exams in July 2025.
Hmm.
It was pretty late because the exams were happening in August month, so I had a very little time. So one of my cousins is, PO in a Bank of Maharashtra, so he
Hmm.
helped me a bit. He was a student of
Hmm.
Oliveboard, so he suggested me that, you purchase the course of Oliveboard and then you can
Hmm.
start your preparation. So
Hmm.
I purchased the course of Oliveboard and then I gave a couple of mocks. So I understood where was I lacking and all that. So after I gave a
Okay.
couple of mocks, so I realized that my English was very strong, but I was
Hmm.
lacking in quants and reasoning. So
Hmm.
I started following Nikita ma'am for reasoning, and I think Prabal sir for quants. And
Hmm.
I cleared my basics by attending their lectures, and I then started
Hmm.
attempting the mocks regularly. And
Hmm.
the Oliveboard mocks are very, they have the difficulty level similar to the real
Hmm.
exam. So it really helped
Hmm.
me.
Okay. So you said that mocks were one of the important part of your preparation, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
after you were done with the mock, suppose you have attempted it and you got the score, how did you analyze it? Because I believe that we all know mock analysis is very important, right? So how did you analyze your mocks?
Yes, ma'am. So for prelims, there are three sections: English, quants, and reasoning.
Hmm.
So in English, I used to score 40 out of 40. So I did not feel the need to, do any analysis. But for quants and reasoning, I was very weak, very, very weak actually. So I mean, whenever I gave the mock, I tried
Hmm.
to identify which were the easy topics which I could have scored in, and I
Hmm.
tried to practice those topics and make sure that in the next mock I would attempt those questions and have those questions correct. So
Hmm.
that was my strategy while attempting the mock. And
Hmm.
also for reasoning, I apart from mocks, I tried to solve some puzzles from PDFs
Hmm.
which are available online and all that.
Okay, okay. So you have mentioned ki your mock scores were initially not that great. So do you remember and how you scored initially?
Yeah, so as I said, my English was very strong, so I used to score
Hmm.
40 out of 40 in English. But in
Hmm.
quants, I remember in the first 5 or 10 mocks, I could not even cross 10 marks in quants. And even in reasoning, my score was ranging
Hmm.
between 10 to 15. Those were the scores.
Okay. So what do you think, how you improved yourself in the mocks or how did your scores improved?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, that after every mock, I used
Hmm.
to, take a look at all the
Analyze.
questions and
Hmm.
used to think that, which are the
Hmm.
questions that I could have
Hmm.
attempted. I used to identify those topics and used to follow the
Hmm.
lectures of, suppose, I have a
Hmm.
problem in some questions in quant. So I used to identify those topics and used to attend the
Hmm.
lectures of Prabal sir, recorded lectures.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
used to, practice more questions of those topics. So that's how
Hmm.
I, improved step by step in quants. And for reasoning, the same pattern. I follow the same pattern.
Okay, so you have mentioned that you used to find some topics difficult, right, for quant reasoning. What were the topics? Like, where did you find those challenges or difficulties?
Yeah, so I mean, when I started preparing, there were only couple of topics which I found easy,
Hmm.
simplification and approximation, and also number series. So
Hmm.
these two were easy for me. But the other topics such as simple interest, compound interest, ratio and proportion, percentages, these
Hmm.
are very easy topics, but you have to study those topics to,
Hmm.
to be able to solve those questions. So I just took those topics which were easy to understand and, which were easily doable. So I just took
Hmm.
those topics and studied them from Prabal sir. And I did the
Hmm.
same for reasoning by attending the lectures of Nikita ma'am.
Great. So while you are preparing for the prelims, how did your typical day look like?
Yeah, so as I said, I'm still in college. So my college used to
Hmm.
be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I did not
Hmm.
have any time to do any preparation in that time. But after I came back, so I used
Hmm.
to start by, doing some calculations because speed is one of the most important
Hmm.
factor in bank exams. So I used to
Hmm. Hmm.
do some calculations and just to improve my speed and all that. Then I used
Hmm.
to give one or two sectional mocks, and in the evening, I used to attend some of the lectures of the topics
Hmm.
which as I said, I used to identify the topics. So I used to attend the lectures of those topics so that I would understand the concepts. And again, at night, I used to give a full mock test, and I used to analyze that mock after I finished giving the mock.
Okay, okay. So you appeared around 1 to 2 mocks daily during prelims.
Yeah. I gave a minimum couple of sectional mocks, and I make sure that I gave one full mock test every day.
Okay, okay, that's great. So for the mains preparation, how did you prepare for the mains?
Yeah, so again in men's, my problem was same that I was very weak compared to other candidates in quants and
Hmm.
reasoning. So
Hmm.
I had prepared for state services before, so I knew I can handle the current affairs very easily. And
Hmm.
as I said, my English
Hmm.
is very strong. So even
Hmm.
in men's, I used to score out of in English. So
Hmm.
for my state in SBI, the
Hmm.
cutoff was around 80 to 85. So I knew I just had to, clear that mark. I did not have to score 120 or 140. I just wanted to make sure that I would cross that 80 to 85 mark. So I
Hmm.
did my calculation. I knew that I
Hmm.
would score, I mean, even if the paper was bad, I would still score 35 in English. And
Hmm.
I would be able to score at least 30 in current affairs. So I just had to, get those extra 20 to 25 marks from quants and reasoning. So I made my
Hmm.
plans. I did in quants. I did, as I said, I did simplification, approximation, quadratic
Hmm.
equations, inequality, data interpretations, and all that, all those easy topics, so that I will be able to,
Hmm.
squeeze out at least 15 marks from quant section. And
Hmm.
again, the same plan was for reasoning that score at least 10 to 15 marks in reasoning, and I would pass the exam.
Your strategy was quite good. So let's talk about the actual exam day. How was your experience? Were you nervous or you were confident?
During the prelims exam, I was very confident because I knew I would. I mean, for Maharashtra, the cutoffs for prelims are very low. You just need to
Hmm.
score around 60 to 65. So I knew I would get 40 marks in English, and I just had to get those 25 extra marks from other
Hmm.
sections. So I was
Hmm.
very confident. I just went to the center, and I like listening to music to calm myself down. So I listened to some music,
Hmm.
and I just went and gave the exam. So for
Hmm.
prelims, I did not feel any pressure, but during the
Hmm.
mains, I was allotted the same center. I had to travel for a couple of hours.
Hmm.
I mean, I live in Mumbai, so I had to travel by local, and there was a, I mean, it was in rush hour, so there was a huge crowd, so it was a bit tiring. But I
Hmm.
tried to, calm myself down, and I went to
Hmm.
the mains, and I saw
Hmm.
everyone was, reading current affairs and all that, and I got a bit
Hmm.
scared. But again, I had done current affairs and all that very well,
Hmm.
so I just told myself that, we will be good. Just do what we have planned. So as I entered the center, did all the formalities, and exam started. And my exam was in first shift, I think, and English was very tough. I got panicked. Honestly, I saw a
Hmm.
couple of passages which were very complicated, But
Okay.
there was a thought in my mind that, can we leave these couple of passages? But again, my whole strategy was based on me scoring 30 to 30, I mean 35 plus in English. So I
Mm,
told myself that, if I, mess up, let's mess up, but I will attempt all the questions. So I attempted all the questions in
mm,
English, and
mm.
I did same with the current affairs, and everything worked out really well. But seeing that English paper, I got nervous at that point, but I stuck to my strategy, and it worked out well.
Okay, so what were your final scores?
Yeah, so my final score is I think 83.25.
Hmm.
And I did some calculations based on the response sheet they have given us. So I have scored
Hmm.
34 in English, which is one
Hmm.
marks less than what I had planned. I have
Hmm.
scored, I think, 27 something in current affairs. I have
Hmm.
scored 18 in quants, 18 point something, and 8 marks in reasoning.
Great. Your strategy somehow worked in the exam day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So during your preparation, what was the role of Oliveboard's courses and test series? I suppose you took the courses and test series, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
what was your
Yeah.
experience? How did it help you?
Yeah, so as I said, my cousin he suggested me that I purchase the Oliveboard course. So I
Hmm.
trusted
Hmm.
him because he had already cleared the PO exam. So
Hmm.
I bought the Oliveboard, and also it's very reasonable. So I
Hmm.
enrolled in a couple of batches,
Hmm.
and I started following Prabal sir and Nikita ma'am for reasoning and quants. I did not follow
Hmm.
anyone for English because I did not feel that I needed anything
Hmm.
extra in English. So I just
Hmm.
followed Nikita ma'am and Prabal ma'am, and both are
Hmm.
excellent faculties. Nikita ma'am, helped me to understand the basics of reasoning,
Hmm.
and Prabal sir is a excellent maths teacher. I mean, no other maths teacher in my life has taught
Hmm.
so easily. I learned DI, number series,
Hmm.
percentages, ratio and proportion from him, and I I always managed to score all these topics. I mean, I
Hmm.
easily managed to score well in these topics.
Hmm.
So these two faculties really helped me. And about the mocks part, so Oliveboard has a really good mocks. Those mocks have a similar difficulty level as to the real exam. And
Real
right now I'm
examination.
preparing for MBA CET. So I have purchased the MBA CET mocks as well, and those mocks also are very good. Oliveboard has really helped me with the lectures and mocks.
Hope you clear this exam as well. So, so there are thousands of aspirants who will be currently preparing for the banking exams, right? So,
Yeah.
based on your experience, what are the some mistakes that these aspirants could avoid, and any few tips for them?
Yeah, so my suggestion, I mean, I have just I mean, clearing a SBI clerk is not a big deal. I do not think I'm in a position to give any advice to anyone, but my suggestion would be that, find your strengths. Out of five subjects, you will at least have one subject where you can score 40 out of 40 in that subject. So find
Hmm.
that subject, make sure that, you score 40 out of 40 in that subject, then you
Hmm.
can try to do as much as you can in other subjects. So
Hmm.
that was my strategy, and I mean I think
You
you can
nailed it.
follow it too. Yeah.
So, and any mistakes that you have made that you can suggest other people that they won't make it?
Yeah, so as I said initially, when I started to attempt the mocks, my scores in quants and reasoning were very
Hmm.
poor. So I was bit affected initially. I thought that I
Okay.
will not be able to do this, but make sure that you do not get disheartened by the poor
Ah.
mock scores. You just
Hmm.
have to perform on the exam day. It does not matter what you score in the
Hmm.
mocks. So
Hmm.
use the mocks as a tool to improve your scores and not take
Yeah.
the mock scores seriously.
To not get demotivated by low scores, right?
Yeah,
It was a great session. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and preparation insights with us. I'm sure the people who are watching, they'll find it very helpful. Aspirants will see you in the next session. Thank you.